Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel Expensive Conus World. If you're a coin collector, history enthusiast, or just someone curious about hidden treasures in everyday change, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into a small but fascinating coin, the 2 pence to p coin from the year 2000, featuring the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II and the iconic inscription DG Reg FD. What seems like just a common coin might actually be far more valuable than you'd expect, especially if it's in extra fine condition. So stay tuned as we explore the coin's background, features, market history, and what it could be worth today in the collector's market, especially in US dollars. Let's start with a bit of history. The 2 pence coin, introduced in 1971 during the decimalization of British currency, has always carried the image of the reigning monarch, in this case, Queen Elizabeth II. The year 2000 to p coin features the 4th portrait of the Queen, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, which shows Her Majesty facing right, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. The inscription around the portrait reads Elizabeth to DG Reg FD, which stands for Elizabeth II, Dei Gratia Regina, Fidei Defensor, Latin for Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This formal styling links the coin to centuries of royal tradition and makes it highly collectible, especially posthumously after Queen Elizabeth II's passing in 2022. Coins from her reign are now more sought after than ever. On the reverse side of the 2000 2 pence coin, we find the badge of the Prince of Wales, the plume of 3 ostrich feathers emerging from a coronet. Beneath it is a ribbon bearing the German motto Ich diene, meaning I serve. The reverse was originally designed by Christopher Ironside, a well-known British coin designer. What's important to understand is that this 2 p coin has a copper-plated steel composition, and while many were made, the devil is in the details. Coins in extra fine or uncirculated condition carry far more value than pocket change. Factors such as clarity of the rim, sharpness of the feather detailing, and the absence of wear marks can dramatically raise the coin's price on the collector's market. So why is the 2000 2 pence coin gaining attention now? First, collectors are chasing down well-preserved examples from this specific year. Not because it's rare, but because mint era's condition and the Queen's legacy now play a larger role in driving demand. Coins in extra fine condition, meaning crisp detail, minimal signs of wear, and strong luster, are being listed on collector marketplaces and auction sites for significantly higher than face value. In fact, if you have a 2000 2 pence coin that has never been circulated or is in close to perfect condition, you could be looking at a small but meaningful profit. Let's talk about grading for a moment. A coin in extra fine XF or EF condition means it was likely only handled slightly, probably not circulated, and still has about 90% of its original detail. There might be minor blemishes, but all key design elements, like the Queen's facial features and the feather details, are still sharp and well-defined. Compare that to a good or fine grade, where much of the detail is worn down. If you have a 2 p from 2000 that fits this description, you might want to get it appraised or even professionally graded. Grading it officially can double or triple the value if you're planning to sell. So what's it worth today? As of 2025, extra fine examples of the 2000 2 pence coin are selling on eBay and other auction platforms for anywhere from $2 to $20 USD, depending on the condition and demand. Some uncirculated examples, still in mint sets or in pristine proof form, are listed for even higher, sometimes reaching $40 to $50 United States dollars. Of course, these are asking prices, not always selling prices. But the trend is clear. Demand is rising, particularly from US collectors looking for coins from the late Queen's reign, especially now that Charles III coins are entering circulation and her coins are becoming history. If you're looking to buy or sell one of these coins, you've got several options. Online platforms like eBay, Etsy, and numismatic websites like Numista or NGC host active listings. You can also check out Facebook coin collector groups or attend local coin shows and dealer events Just make sure to compare your coin to others with clear pictures and accurate descriptions. If you're a seller, a detailed photo of both sides and a mention of extra fine condition can significantly improve your listing. If you're a buyer, be cautious about overpriced listings. Make sure the photos and seller reputation match the price being asked. So, there you have it. The humble 2000 Depense coin might not be a fortune maker, but if it's in extra fine condition, it definitely holds value beyond its face. With Queen Elizabeth II's coins becoming increasingly collectible, even the smallest denomination can become a meaningful part of your collection, or a great starter coin for beginners. Check your pockets, old piggy banks, or coin jars. You might be holding onto something worth more than you think. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please like and hit the bell icon for more coin videos, tips, and history deep dives. Share in the comments if you have a 2000 Depense coin. We'd love to hear what condition. The next up top to treasure hunters, in today's deep dive, we're shining the spotlight on a small but fascinating piece of British currency that's been generating a lot of buzz in numismatic circles, the 2000 Depense coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II with the iconic inscription Elizabeth to the GRAIL. If you've come across one of these coins in your collection or change jar, and it's in extra fine condition, don't overlook it. You may just be holding onto a surprising little treasure that could fetch a notable sum in today's market, especially as collectors seek high-quality specimens from key years in British minting history. Let's break it down. This 2000 TTP coin was issued by the Royal Mint and is part of the long-running decimal coinage system introduced in 1971. The obverse side features the mature portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Ian Rank Broadley. And surrounding Her Majesty's profile, we see the Latin inscription, Elizabeth to the GRAIL, which translates to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. The reverse design features the badge of the Prince of Wales, 3 ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet, and the motto Ich diene, which means I serve. Now, what makes the 2000 version potentially valuable isn't necessarily a rare minting error or low mintage, it's the condition and collector demand. Coins graded as extra fine, or XF, are well preserved with sharp detail and only minimal signs of wear. For many casual collectors, a 2000 TTP might look like pocket change, but when the coin is in XF or better, that's when the value conversation starts to heat up. Coin dealers and auction platforms have started to see a rise in demand for early 2000s decimal coinage, especially those still in strong condition. XF 2000 TTP coins have been spotted in online auctions and collector marketplaces, with asking prices ranging from $5 to over $100, depending on eye appeal, color tone, and strike quality. What's also boosting its desirability is the surge in interest following the passing of Queen Elizabeth II. Coins with her portrait, especially ones in pristine or semi-pristine condition, are becoming more desirable as historical commemoratives of her long reign. Many collectors are now assembling complete sets or seeking out individual coins in top-tier condition to mark key dates. The 2000 coin marks Queen Elizabeth's Golden Jubilee year, 50 years on the throne, which adds to its appeal among themed collection builders. It's important to note that while the general circulation version of the 2000 TTP coin isn't rare, XF coins are much harder to come by. Circulating coins suffer heavy wear, so finding one that retains most of its original luster, sharp edges, and clean surfaces is not an everyday occurrence. This is why auction houses and serious collectors are willing to pay a premium for XF or uncirculated examples. If your coin has minimal nicks, clear rim definition, no corrosion, and retains a reddish tone or original mint luster, it could be worth much more than face value. So, what should you do if you have one of these coins? First, inspect it carefully. Use a magnifying glass or take it to a local coin dealer to verify the condition. If it holds up under scrutiny and fits XF grading or better, consider having it professionally graded by a service like NGC or PCGS. Slab coins with an official XF or O grade tend to perform much better at auction, especially in international markets where British decimal coins are gaining more attention from global collectors. In today's coin market, especially online through sites like eBay, heritage auctions, and UK-based forums, XF2000 to Depense coins can trade hands for anywhere between $10 and $150 United States dollars, depending on their presentation, provenance, and demand. That might seem like a wide range, but the key takeaway is this: the better your coin looks, the more it's worth. Clean fields, sharp detail, and minimal handling marks all contribute to collector value. To wrap up, the 2000 to Depense coin is more than just a piece of loose change. It's a potential collectible with increasing numismatic value, especially if it's been well preserved. With the added historical significance of Queen Elizabeth's reign and the shift in demand toward 21st century British coinage, XF examples of this coin are becoming small but mighty players in the auction market. So don't overlook that old copper coin sitting in your drawer. It might be a hidden gem waiting to shine on the big stage of coin collecting. Thanks for watching. Be sure to and ring that bell for more deep dives into the world of rare coins, coin values, and market trends. Got a 2 pence in your pocket? Let us know in the comments. The next up, top 3 today. We're diving deep into a very special coin, the 2003 Depense coin, featuring the iconic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. Not only is this coin an everyday item in circulation, but in today's market, it can hold some serious value. So if you're a collector or just someone interested in the world of coins, this video is for you. Stick around till the end because the value of this coin might surprise you. Let's get into it. Here it is, the 2003 Depense coin, which was minted under the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. On the obverse side, we see the portrait of Her Majesty, which was designed by Ian Rank Broadley. She's wearing the royal crown, with the inscription Elizabeth to DG Reg, FD around her. Let's break down what all of these letters mean. The G stands for Dei Gratia, which translates to by the grace of God. Then we have Reg, which stands for Regina, meaning queen in Latin, and FD stands for Fidei Defensor, meaning defender of the faith. These inscriptions are standard on British coins and reflect the monarch's role as both the ruler and a defender of the two. On the reverse side, we have the image of a design by Bruce Russian. The 2 pence coin features a segment of a rose, thistle, shamrock, and leek, symbols representing England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Wales. These national emblems unite to form the famous United Kingdom symbol. Now, let's talk about the condition of this coin. This is an extra fine condition example. But what does that mean for collectors? Coins are graded based on their quality, and the grading system ranges from poor to brilliant uncirculated. An extra fine condition coin, like this one, shows some signs of wear from circulation, but still retains sharp details and minimal damage. Coins in this condition are highly sought after by collectors because they offer a nice balance between affordability and collectability. Take a look at this coin next to a standard circulated Depense coin. Notice the difference in detail. While the regular coin might show wear or dullness, the extra fine condition coin has clearer lines and a sharper design. That's why coins in this state are much more valuable. So let's get to the real question. How much is this 2003 Depense coin worth today? Well, the answer depends on several factors: the condition of the coin, rarity, and demand. As of today, a coin like this in extra fine condition can fetch anywhere from £2 to £5 in the market. However, if you're looking at an even rarer version, say one in brilliant uncirculated condition or with a unique minting error, the value could skyrocket to £10, £20, or even higher. Coins like the 2003 Depense are widely available, but it's the higher quality examples that are truly valuable to collectors. So if you have one of these coins lying around, you might want to take a closer look. In some online auctions or private sales, a good condition 2003 Depense could attract some serious bids. Now, one important thing to keep in mind is the market fluctuations. The value of coins can shift based on market trends, so if you're thinking about selling, it's a good idea to keep an eye on current prices. Online coin shops and auction sites like eBay can provide a good indication of the current market value. For collectors, having a coin like the 2003 Depense in such excellent condition could be an impressive addition to your collection. Plus, owning a piece of modern British history with a coin that was issued under Queen Elizabeth II's reign makes it even more special. To wrap things up, the 2003 Depense coin might not seem like a rare item at first glance, but its condition, the iconic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, and its place in the UK's currency history mean it can carry value in the right market. If you're a coin collector or just someone interested in the world of numismatics, it's definitely worth keeping an eye out for high-quality examples. Thanks for tuning in today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the bell icon for more content like this. And if you've got any interesting coins at home, let us know in the comments. The next up top for today, we're diving deep into one of Britain's modern yet surprisingly valuable coins, the 2004 Pence coin, featuring none other than Queen Elizabeth II, with the inscription Elizabeth to GRAIL. Now, you might think a 2p coin is just everyday pocket change, but hang on. If yours is in extra fine XF condition or better, the coin market is paying attention. We're going to explore its background, design details, condition grading, and most importantly, its current value in today's auction markets, especially translated into US dollars. Let's start with the basics. The 2004 2p coin was part of the standard circulation coins minted under the authority of the Royal Mint. The obverse, or the front side, features the fourth portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. This iconic portrait shows Her Majesty wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a classic royal piece. The legend around the portrait reads Elizabeth to GRAIL, short for Dei Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, which translates to by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. The reverse side shows the badge of the Prince of Wales, 3 ostrich feathers emerging from a coronet, with a ribbon bearing the motto ACH Darren, which means I serve. This design by Christopher Ironside was used until 2008 when the UK coinage underwent a major redesign. So the 2004 version holds historical significance as part of the final years of the old design era. Now, let's talk condition. Coins in extra fine XF or F condition are defined by their minimal wear. On this 2004 2p, that means sharp. Details on the Queen's hair, well-defined feathers and coronet on the reverse, and a strong rim with no major blemishes. These coins must not have been in circulation for long, possibly stored away or part of a mint roll that was never opened. And that brings us to where the real excitement begins: market value. While most circulated 2004 2p coins might be worth their face value or a few cents over, XF and higher grade coins can attract collectors, especially if they're error coins, uncirculated, or from low mintage batches. In today's market, especially on platforms like eBay, NGC, and other global auction sites, we've seen high-grade 2004 2p coins sell anywhere between $5 to $25 United States dollars. However, coins in pristine uncirculated or proof-like condition, particularly those with certified grading from PCGS or NGC, have fetched values as high as $50 to even $120, depending on rarity, demand, and listing format. Now, let's talk about auction strategy. If you own one of these coins in XF or better, it's critical to assess the demand. Do you have just a clean coin? Or do you have something rarer like a mille error or off-center strike? Even a slight minting anomaly can multiply the value exponentially. Auction houses and serious collectors love documented oddities. It's not just about condition, it's about uniqueness. For coin sellers looking to maximize value in today's digital auction market, I recommend these 3 steps. First, take clear, high-resolution photos under neutral light, showing both sides of the coin. Second, get it professionally graded if you think it's mint state or near it. And third, list it with detailed keywords. Include terms like 2004 2p XF Elizabeth II, DGRAIL era coin, or rare UK to P copper 2000 for high grade. This ensures visibility to both domestic and international collectors, particularly from the US and Canada, where British coinage has growing appeal. It's important to note the metal composition as well. The Royal Mint transitioned from bronze to copper-plated steel in 1992, so your 2004 Depense is likely the magnetic copper-plated steel version, which is common, but some transitional strikes or misplanchet errors from older bronze blanks have been discovered, and those command hundreds, sometimes thousands, of dollars. Yes, you heard that right. A small detail can make a big difference. Now, as we get into the final section of this deep dive, let's look at today's top auction sales for the 2004 Depense coin. As of this recording, listings for XF coins are trending around $10, $15 USD. While Brilliant uncirculated and graded MS65 examples are hitting the $40, $70 mark, especially if they come slabbed by PCGS or NGC. If you're a bear, this is a good time to snag high-quality examples before the market surges again. And if you're a seller, this is the moment to act, because collectors are hunting for these older portrait coins with clean, crisp features before they're all snatched up. To wrap up, the 2004 Depense coin may not seem rare at first glance, but in extra fine or better condition, and especially with unique traits or certified grades, it can become a surprisingly valuable asset. So go check your old change jars, your mint sets, or inherited coin boxes, because that humble TP could be worth far more than you think. Drop a comment if you found one, or if you've sold one recently. Let's build a collector community right here. The next up, top 5. In today's video, we're diving into a fascinating and valuable coin, the 2007 United Kingdom Depense coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II. You might have seen one of these in your spare change, but did you know that in extra fine condition, this coin is worth a lot more than its face value? First, let's take a closer look at this particular coin. This is the 2007 Depense, a piece of currency that might not seem very exciting at first glance, but when you dive into the details, you'll see why it's a hidden gem in the world of numismatics. On the obverse of the coin, we have a beautiful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. This design has been in circulation since 1998, and it shows the Queen's profile facing to the right, surrounded by the words Elizabeth II and Dei Gra Regina FD. Now, these Latin words, Dei Gra Regina FD, translate to by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith, which is a nod to the Queen's role as both a monarch and head of the Church of England. A fascinating piece of history is captured right there in the inscription. On the reverse side, we see the design that features two sprigs of oak, a symbol that ties back to Britain's national identity. The number 2 is prominently featured, indicating its denomination to pence. Now, let's talk about the condition of this coin. This is an extra fine, or XF, example. But what does that mean? An extra fine coin is a piece that has been well cared for and shows minimal wear, though it may have just a few light signs of handling. It's not perfect, but it still retains a lot of detail and is highly sought after by collectors. So, why is this specific coin valuable? For one, the year 2007 is a bit of a milestone. It marks the 50th anniversary of the introduction of the current British decimal coinage system, which was introduced in 1967. Coins minted around this period have gained collector interest due to their place in history. Coins like this 2007 Depense in extra fine condition are particularly valuable in today's market. While the coin's face value is just Depense, a well-preserved example can fetch much more, especially in the collector's market. Currently, on the collector's market, a 2007 Depense coin in extra fine condition can be valued anywhere between £2 and £5, depending on the specific demand and rarity at the time of sale. This translates to approximately $2.50 to $6 United States dollars. While that may not sound like a huge sum for a coin that originally cost just £2, that's a great return on investment. Now, why is this coin valuable? It's a combination of factors. First, it's a modern British coin, meaning it's still within living memory and hasn't reached the same rarity level as older coins. However, the demand for well-preserved examples is rising. Collectors love to find coins in as close to perfect condition as possible, and extra fine coins are usually the sweet spot for many. Another key reason for the value is the overall low mintage numbers of certain years, like 2007, which makes this particular coin scarcer compared to others. The more scarce a coin, the higher the value can climb, especially when it's kept in near-perfect shape. In fact, some collectors have seen the value of this coin appreciate over time. If you've got one in extra fine or better condition, it might even be worth holding onto for a few years to see if the market value increases further. Of course, market values can fluctuate, and the demand for certain coins can vary from one year to the next. But the 2007 Depense in extra fine condition is certainly a coin worth keeping an eye on. And as with all coin collecting, it's not just about the money, it's about the history, the design, and the joy of preserving these little pieces of culture. So whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting into the hobby, remember that coins like this 2007 Depense can be much more valuable than they first appear. And who knows, that loose change in your pocket might just be worth something more than you thought. The next up, top 6. If you're a coin collector, a history enthusiast, or just someone who loves discovering hidden treasures in your pocket change, today's episode is just for you. We're going to dive into something a bit more specialized, a British coin that might have been sitting unnoticed in your collection or your coin jar. We're talking about the 2009 UK Depense coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II in extra fine condition. But why is this coin attracting so much attention in the market today? Stay tuned as we break it all down, its historical significance, and most importantly, its value in today's coin market. Let's get started. First, let's talk about what makes the 2009 Depense coin unique. The 2009 Depense is part of the regular circulation series, but it features some interesting details that make it stand out. The obverse shows a portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, which has been the standard design since 1998. You'll notice the letters DG Reg, FD surrounding her portrait. Let's break down what these letters mean. DG stands for Dei Gratio, which is Latin for by the grace of God. Reg stands for Regina, meaning queen, and FD stands for Fidei Defensor, or defender of the faith. These are traditional Latin inscriptions that appear on many of the British coins, honoring Queen Elizabeth II's reign and her role within the Church of England. On the reverse side, we have the familiar design of the 2p coin, which features the image of a rose, shamrock, thistle, and leek symbols representing England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales, respectively. This design has been in place since 2008, continuing through 2022. Image showing the extra fine grade and comparison with other grade. Now, let's talk about coin grading. The condition of a coin plays a huge role in its market value. And if you've heard terms like extra fine, you may be wondering what exactly that means. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to perfect uncirculated, and extra fine is one of the top categories, just below about uncirculated. An extra fine coin is a coin that has only slight signs of wear, and the details on the coin remain sharp and well-defined. Cut to comparison between a worn and an extra fine coin with the 2009 Depense. If the coin is in extra fine condition, it will have crisp details, minimal wear, and still retain much of its original luster. This makes it much more valuable than a coin that's been heavily circulated and has visible scratches, discoloration, or fading. Chart showing the value of the 2p coin in different conditions. So, how much is this 2009 Depense coin worth? Well, let's first set the stage. In general, Depense coins, especially those from more recent years, are not known to be highly valuable, at least not in standard circulation condition. Most of the 2009 Depense coins you'll find in change are worth their face value, just 2p or a couple of cents in US dollars. Cut to close-up of a 2p coin sitting next to $1, but the magic happens when we talk about a coin's condition. Coins in extra fine condition, especially those that are well maintained and preserved, have a much higher chance of attracting collectors. The 2009 Depense coin in extra fine can typically fetch a price anywhere from £3 to £5 in today's market, so that's about $4 to $6. Now, this may not seem like a huge amount, but when you consider that the original face value is just 2 pence, it's a notable increased footage of auction websites and coin collectors browsing. Why are coins like this gaining attention? The main reason is demand. Coin collectors and investors are always looking for coins that are in excellent condition, especially from certain years. The 2009 Depense is a relatively recent coin, but its scarcity in extra fine condition because many have been in circulation has made it more desirable for those looking to complete their sets or add to their collections. The rarity factor of coins in pristine condition is a huge driver of their value. Cut to images of coin auctions and specialized deal online auction sites, such as eBay or dedicated numismatic auction platforms, are where collectors are increasingly buying and selling these types of coins. A well-preserved 2009 Depense coin might not just sit on a shelf, it can be actively traded for a premium price. Now, if you're lucky enough to have one of these coins, you might be wondering how to check whether yours is in extra fine condition. Here's a quick guide. Check the details. Look closely at the design on both sides of the coin. If the details are sharp and clear, with little wear on high points like the edges of the crown on the Queen's portrait, then you might have an extra fine coin. Look for luster. Coins that are still shiny and reflect light well are typically in better condition. Examine for damage, scratches, or dents can reduce a coin's value, so make sure there are no major imperfections. Once you've identified your coin's condition, you may want to sell it. Here's a pro tip: take high-quality photographs of both sides of the coin. Make sure to show any identifying marks or imperfections and list it on coin collecting websites or auction platforms. Always research the current market trends to make sure you're pricing it correctly. So, to wrap up, while the 2009 Depense coin in extra fine condition might not be worth a fortune, it's definitely a valuable piece in the world of coin collecting and could bring in a nice return if sold to the right collector. If you found one in your collection, don't just brush it off. It could be worth more than you think. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit the like button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on more interesting coin finds and numismatic tips. Have you found any rare or interesting coins recently? Drop the next up top 7 today. We have a very special topic for you: the 2012 Depense coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II. If you're into coin collecting or just curious about its value, you're in the right place. We'll be diving into its design, its market value, and how condition plays a huge role in determining what it's worth today. So stay tuned. Let's start with a brief look at the 2012 Depense coin. This coin features the iconic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, which has been on British coins since 1998. The design was created by Ian Rank Broadley, and it features the Queen's effigy facing to the right. The inscription around her portrait reads Elizabeth to the GRAIL. What do all these letters mean? Elizabeth II is obviously her name. The G stands for Dei Gratia, which means by the grace of God. Reg FD means Regina, Fidei Defensor, or Defender of the Faith. It's a title she holds as the monarch of the Church of England. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find a design of a pair of sprigs of shamrock, symbolizing Ireland, along with the value of the coin to pence. Now, let's dive into the historical context. The 2012 Depense coin is part of a series of coins that were minted for circulation in the United Kingdom. What makes this year interesting is the significance of the year itself. 2012 marked the Diamond Jubilee of Queen Elizabeth II, celebrating 60 years of her reign. While the 2 pence coin itself didn't feature any special commemorative design, it's still part of the larger historical moment celebrating her reign, which makes it a fascinating piece for collectors. If we take a closer look, we notice that the minting quality of coins in circulation can differ greatly. For instance, coins made in 2012 were minted in relatively high numbers, but condition is key. Now, let's talk about how the coin's condition can really influence its value on the market. When it comes to determining the value of a coin, condition is absolutely crucial. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to perfect, with various levels in between. One of the higher grades is extra fine, or XF. So, what does this mean for our 2012 Depense? An extra fine coin means it has been very well preserved. You'll see minimal wear on the coin's features, with the details of Queen Elizabeth II's portrait, the legend around the coin, and the shamrock design still very clear. There may be slight wear from circulation, but it should still look sharp and well-defined. This type of condition is highly desirable for collectors, as it's not easy to find coins in this state, especially for coins that have been in circulation for a few years. So, how much is the 2012 Depense worth today in extra fine condition? Well, the value of this coin fluctuates, but let's break it down. As of now, a Depense coin from 2012 in extra fine condition could fetch around £1 to £2. But if you have a pristine, uncirculated version, you might see it sell for a bit higher, maybe even up to £5 in some cases. When it comes to US dollars, that's around $1.25 to $2.50 for the average XF condition coin, and possibly $6 or more for an uncirculated coin. But there's a caveat: these coins are relatively common in circulation. You won't see massive leaps in price unless the coin has been graded and authenticated by a trusted coin grading service, like the Royal Mint or the American Numismatic Association. Let's talk about the market for these coins. The value of a coin can be influenced by several factors: rarity, demand, and condition. While the 2012 Depense is not particularly rare, it still holds appeal for collectors because of its connection to the Queen's Diamond Jubilee. One thing to consider is how often these coins are listed for sale in major coin auctions or online. Platforms like eBay. Coin collectors tend to collect based on themes, and the coins of Queen Elizabeth II are part of a larger set of British royal coins that continue to hold value as the years go by. Some collectors may also be looking for specific mint years, like 2012, as part of their Jubilee collections. It's also worth mentioning that while the 2p coin isn't a high-value piece, the value could increase over time as more people recognize its significance or as fewer coins in good condition become available. If you're looking to buy or sell a 2012 Depense coin, here are a few tips. First, make sure to check the condition of your coin. Use magnification to examine the fine details, and consider getting it professionally graded if you think it might fetch a higher price. You can use online guides or visit your local coin shop to get advice on the grading process. Second, always keep your coins in a safe, dry place, away from excessive handling. Use protective cases to maintain their condition. And finally, if you're selling your coin, be sure to check out auction sites or coin collectors forums where the market is most active. So, there you have it. The 2012 Depense coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II in extra fine condition is a piece of British numismatic history with modest value today, but one that could become more valuable over time. Remember, condition, rarity, and demand all play key roles in determining a coin's market value. Thanks for tuning in. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more coin-related content. And if you have any Depense coins or other interesting collectibles, let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear about your finds. Happy collecting, and see you in the next video.